boys and girls. My name is Al Wolf. You may recognize me from the story, The Three Little Pigs, but that is not the complete story. I'm here to tell you my side of it, using the book, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Let's read ahead and see what happened. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. See, I'm the Wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat little cute animals like bunnies, sheep, and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing's all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. I mean, can you believe that? Who in their right mind would build a house made of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked, the door fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch, and I felt a sneeze coming. And well, I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed. A great sneeze. Oh my. And you know what? The whole straw house fell down. And right in the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. Now, it seemed a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying around. So I ate it up. Think of it like a big cheeseburger just lying there. Mmm, delicious. So I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. And this neighbor was the first little pig's brother. And he was smarter too. And he helped build his house out of sticks. And I rang the bell at the pig's house. Nobody answered. So of course, I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And would you believe it? He yelled back, go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Do you believe that? So, I just grabbed the doorknob, and I felt another sneeze coming in. And I huffed, and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you're not going to believe this, but this guy's house fell down too, just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now, you know how food will spoil if you leave it out in the open? So I had the only thing I could think of. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full. But my cold was feeling a little better. But I still didn't have my cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house, And this little guy was the first and second pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He built his house out of bricks. So I knocked on the pig's door and no answer. I called out, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you home? And do you know what that rude little pig said? Get out of here, Porker. Don't bother me again. Huh! Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup from my dear Granny's birthday cake. What a pig. So you know what? I was just going to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake. And I felt my cold coming, and I huffed, and I sneezed, and I sneezed, and I sneezed, and I sneezed. And the third little piggy yelled, and your granny can sit on a pin. Now, I'm usually pretty calm, but when someone talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy, apologize, and when the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door, but it was just me huffing and sneezing, and I was kind of making a big scene. Yeah. And the rest you can say is history. When the news reporters found out that I ate two pigs for dinner, they figured I was some sick, crazy guy who didn't go to borrow a cup of sugar, and that wasn't very exciting. So they jazzed it up a little, and they made up this huff and puff and blow your house down story, and made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? Thank you so much for hearing my side of the story from Al Wolf. Has this ever happened to you when you had a situation that didn't quite go your way? That's called a connection, a text-to-self connection. And actually, I'm going to bring over my helper, Ariel. Ariel, can you come over? Come on down. My name is Al Wolf. It's nice to meet you. What's your name? Ariel. Wonderful. I'm forgetful. So have you ever had that happen to you? When did that happen? What's your connection?
My connection is I saw a wolf before in the woods.
You've seen a wolf before in the woods? Have you ever had a time where something didn't go quite right and you felt really bad?
Yes.
When did that happen?
When I didn't want to do my room and my mom wanted to, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, and what did you do to fix the problem?
I just told my mom I don't want to.
And did you have to clean your room? Yeah, that happens sometimes. What's something like that's happened to you? Go ahead and comment below. Alright, Ariel, let's wave bye to everyone. Bye, have a good night's sleep.